Hello and welcome to Volusia Magazine. I'm Amber Osman. In this week's episode, we have details on upcoming Ocean Center events. The Big Read continues at our county library branches, and Severe Weather Awareness Week begins. Later on in the program, Joanne Magley sits down with Georgia Turner, Executive Director of the West Volusia Advertising Authority. Those segments and more coming right up on Volusia Magazine. I hope you stay tuned. For Volusia County Emergency Management, January ushers in the new year and Severe Weather Awareness Week, which begins January 23rd. As part of the week's activities, the National Weather Service will conduct a tornado drill at 10 a.m. Wednesday, January 25th at schools throughout the county. The timing is not coincidental, as February typically kicks off tornado season.
Every day we'll be highlighting a different topic. One of the topics we have coming up first is the topic of tornadoes. So, obviously tornado safety, understanding what a watch and a warning is, and also having that weather alert radio handy, because most tornadoes in the state of Florida, they happen between 9 o'clock at night and 7 in the morning. So that's also when the most of the fatalities take place. So having that weather alert radio will give you that warning in the middle of the night to make sure that you're able to get to your safe room in plenty of time.
As part of Severe Weather Awareness Week, Emergency Management will have a Kids Get a Plan display in the rotunda of the county's Thomas C. Kelly Administration Building in DeLand. The display is accessible from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday during the week of January 23rd.
And it's an interactive tool for kids to deal with all types of potential disasters with severe weather. So wonderful interactive tool. We're also going to have tables set up with different topics of interest, from tornadoes to hurricanes to wildfires, flash flooding, and all those things will be available.
Emergency management officials encourage disaster preparedness year-round. Citizens in Volusia County are encouraged to sign up for free weather alert notifications by visiting volusia.org/emergency and clicking on the Code Red notification system logo. For more information about the Code Red or other disaster preparedness information, you can call Volusia County Emergency Management at 386-254-1500. You've heard of coffee with a cop, but what about speeding with the sheriff? County Manager Jim Deneen and newly elected Volusia County Sheriff Mike Chitwood have teamed up to promote the upcoming 2017 Daytona Beach Half Marathon, which benefits the Marine Science Center, with a special challenge to all law enforcement officers to race to the checkered flag on February 5th.
Hey, Jim.
Hey, how you doing? Good.
Good.
You training for the half marathon?
Absolutely.
So am I. Hey, I'll tell you what, just partnering with the International Speedway Corporation for the half is unbelievable. We'll get to run the half, we'll get to run a 5K if you want, and then we can also do both, okay? And there's a special Speedway challenge. Are you going to run the whole half, or are you going to run part of it?
I'm looking for a partner. I can't run the full. I'm looking for a partner to do the challenge.
Well, I normally run the full, but hurt the old leg here recently. I'm going to run half. I'll partner with you.
You got it.
Okay.
It's going to be perfect, because I'm challenging all law enforcement to come out and run the Daytona Beach Half Marathon on February the 5th, either the 5K or the relay or the full half.
In addition to the half marathon relay, or the 3.1-mile lap the track, this year's event will offer a brand new element for serious runners with the addition of the Speedway Challenge. Competitors run the 13.1-mile half marathon or relay starting at 7:30 a.m. and follow it up with the lap the track 5K at 10:30 a.m. Those who complete the challenge will earn a third finisher's medal in addition to the half marathon and 5K medals, as well as a full zip sport jacket. All half marathon relay and challenge participants will earn a gender-specific dry wick shirt and beach towel. For more information or to register as a participant or a volunteer, you can visit DaytonaBeachHalf.com.
They said I couldn't dream. Called me a piece of trash and swore that's all I'd ever be. Said a bottle couldn't see the ocean. Give up. Go back to the dumpster. But I didn't listen. I made my way. And now, I am what I've always wanted to be.
As annual rainfall numbers continue to slide, Volusia County fire agencies are actively taking steps to reduce wildfires. This week on Volusia Here and Now, we join Shelley Safranek as she learns about one method employed prior to the start of wildfire season.
So fire agencies, they work all year long to prepare for wildfire season, which is from February through July. One of the methods they use is prescribed burns, where they go ahead and they get out and they burn off the vegetation. Vegetation like this grass right here that is very dry, and it also has damage from recent frost.
Prescribed burning is a cost-effective tool to reduce vegetation, also referred to as fuel buildup, which can cause dangerous wildfire conditions, thus providing increased protection to people, their homes, and the forest.
Usually do them this time of year during the dormant season. We do that because of the growth of the pine trees and where the sap is in the pine trees, and it's safer to burn around pines as far as the Forest Service is concerned in timber management. It also benefits us in the long run in case we have a busy wildfire season. We get a lot of lightning during the spring. Lightning hits out here in our forest that we're managing. The wildfire is not as catastrophic after doing a good regimen of prescribed burning. So it's healthy not only for the forest, but it's also healthy for all the surrounding properties, homes and stuff that surround our state forest.
Now, when Rollerson uses the term prescribed, he is using the term literally. When Rollerson and his team conduct a prescribed burn, they are selectively identifying an area with vegetation that is conducive to being burned. Then they write an actual prescription that is reviewed and approved before they can set the area on fire to reduce the vegetation.
We start our planting areas. We go out to our state forests. We look for areas that need prescribed burning and also areas that we're keeping in a burn cycle, a 2-year, 3-year, 4-year cycle, whatever that we got it set in. As soon as we get these wrote down, squared away, then we wait till the winter time comes. Typically around December, November, December, we'll start looking at it actively prescribed burning. And at that point, we're waiting for the right weather. So with our prescriptions that we write down, when they say prescribed burn, we actually write a prescription for the burn. And what we'll do is we write the weather parameters down.
According to Rollerson, the science also includes taking into consideration recent rain. If an area is too dry, his team may not be able to burn the vegetation.
If it's too dry, you get duff layers, what we call duff layer or buildup. It's basically buildup is where the pine needles can, they fall and they fall and they fall, oak leaves, everything, and it just slowly builds up so you have a good deep pocket of fuel in the woods versus if, if we can burn it every year, we're keeping that fuel load low. So what happens is that stuff gets so dry that we're unable to burn. So if we get some moisture on it, some rain on it, then the fire won't burn as deep and it won't get into the root system of the trees. The heat won't harm the roots or kill the trees.
According to Rollerson, the Florida Forest Service oversees one of the most active prescribed fire programs in the country. In Volusia County, their efforts are appreciated as they work to reduce the vegetation and also respond to wildfires when they occur.
The prescribed fires will reduce the vegetation, which eliminates some of the wildfire conditions and if we do have a wildfire situation. By reducing the vegetation, we are able to respond quicker and put the fires out quicker. The fires aren't able to grow as quickly, and so therefore we can protect structures and different infrastructures if needed. Yeah, if there is a wildfire that's called out, we would respond, and then forestry would also respond, and we work in conjunction with each other. We'll coordinate efforts. As they use their tractor plows and heavy equipment in the wildland areas, we would use our structural engines and our brush trucks to protect structures. And then we also have a combined incident command system that we work together to coordinate and communicate with each other.
This hand-in-hand coordination prior to and during wildfire season is a win-win for Volusia County and its residents. Managing the vegetation through prescribed burning helps fire agencies stay one step ahead of wildfires and also helps the environment.
Florida's a natural burn state. Our ecosystem is dependent on fire in Florida. In order for it to grow, in order for our ecosystem to survive, it has to have fire. The business that we're in, back in the old days, if you were able to look at this place probably 150, 200 years ago, it wouldn't look nothing like this. It's because nowadays, people they own the land, they got homes in the properties, people make a living by selling timber. So we get out there and try to stop these fires as quickly as possible.
For more information on prescribed burning and how you can protect your home and property from wildfires, visit the Florida Forest Service's website, freshfromflorida.com. For Volusia Here and Now, I'm Shelley Safranek.
The Ocean Center is expecting the remainder of January to be busy as it hosts an Advanced Ceramics and Composites Expo January 24th through 25th and the Daytona 100 and USA Volleyball Boys Florida Fest January 27th through 29th.
This is one of the largest expositions in the United States on advanced ceramics and composites. More than 700 scientists, researchers, and engineers will be convening at the Ocean Center to explore new technologies, products, and services. The event has been coming to our area for 10 years, and we're welcoming back Advanced Ceramics and Composites January 24th and 25th.
For more information about the event, you can visit ceramics.org.
We are looking forward to the end of January, January 28th and 29th, for our volleyball festival. It is Daytona 100 and Florida Volleyball Festival. This event has grown to more than 300 teams and 4,000 players from around the United States, Puerto Rico, and Canada. This event is unusual because there's very few tournaments that feature both girls and boys volleyball tournaments.
The event will be held in the Ocean Center Exhibit Hall and Arena. All matches are open to the public and tickets are $10 a day or $16 for a weekend tournament pass if purchased before midnight January 27th. After January 27th, the one-day pass will be $12 and a weekend tournament pass will be $20. Children 10 and under are free. Learn more about the tournament at jvctournaments.com/Daytona Beach 100. For a complete list of upcoming events at the Ocean Center, you can visit oceancenter.com and click on the Events tab. Book lovers are having a blast as they continue to celebrate The Great Gatsby throughout Volusia County. The Volusia County Public Library System is offering nearly 100 programs based on the iconic American novel through February 21st. The educational and entertaining programs were made possible through a $15,000 grant from the National Endowment for the Arts Big Read program and a matching grant from the Volusia County Council. The 13 library branches are hosting book discussions, showing films, and presenting special programs that highlight the Roaring '20s, the Jazz Age, and of course, the fabulous novel. You won't want to miss On the Radiola. It's a locally written and produced play that pays tribute to the golden age of the radio. Library employee Karen Polson wrote the rollicking comedy, which is set in 1919 and 1920. The plot follows Frank and Flora as they entertain listeners with an amateur radio station. The fun begins when friends Lila and Jack come up with their own ideas for broadcasting.
There you go. I can't see a thing. Where are we? Oh, look. Enter in Alabama.
You can catch the free play at the Museum of Arts and Sciences in Daytona Beach. Showtimes are 7 p.m. Friday, January 27th, and again at 2 p.m. on January 28th and 29th. For a complete list of Big Read activities, you can visit volusialibrary.org/NEA Big Read. All programs are free and open to the public.
Get ready to start your engines for the Daytona Beach Half Marathon. February 5th, experience the race that takes you to the Speedway Beach and back. Start at the World Center of Racing's flat asphalt track, through beautiful Daytona Beach, over the Halifax River, onto the hard-packed sands of the world's most famous beach, then back to Daytona International Speedway for a checkered flag finish. Register online at DaytonaBeachHalf.com.
It's time to join the Director of Community Information, Joanne Magley, and her guest, Georgia Turner, with the West Volusia Tourism Advertising Authority.
Tourism is the biggest industry in Volusia County, and the number of visitors to the county has been increasing over the last several years. So with us today to talk about tourism is Georgia Turner, Executive Director of the West Volusia Tourism Advertising Authority. Hi, Georgia.
Hi.
Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
So you are not new to Volusia County. You have a nice history here in our area, but you are new to your role with West Volusia. Give us a little bit of your background.
Oh goodness, how long do we have? I've been in the tourism industry since 1985, so really almost all of my life, but I've been in Volusia County since 1987, and I've worked with the Daytona Beach Convention and Visitors Bureau. I was also a business owner here in Volusia County for 10 years. I had my own company called Georgia Turner Group, which was a tourism promotion agency, tourism public relations company. And the Daytona Beach Convention and Visitors Bureau and the West Volusia Tourism Bureau were my clients.
So tourism in Florida is doing extremely well. What do you attribute that to?
Well, I think that Florida's always been hot for visitors, and I think that what's happening now is it's not only hot for domestic visitors, but also for international visitors. And the international surge that's happened within the last couple of years has really helped our part of the, well, of course, location, location, location. Here we are right next door to Orlando. Here we are right next door to the beach. I mean, you can't help but do well. This is what people want to do and see, no matter what happens in other parts of the country or who promotes what. Florida is #1, and always will be, in my opinion.
How important is having Orlando right here to the tourism in Volusia County?
Well, in every single ad and every single promotion, whatever we do in West Volusia, we say conveniently located in between Daytona Beach and Orlando. I mean, everybody knows Orlando. You don't have to say Orlando, Florida. You don't have to say Orlando, whatever. Everybody knows Orlando. So not only do we draw from the tourists that are there, that are wanting the authentic experience, what we have here in West Volusia, we also draw from the citizens that are trying to get away from the hustle and bustle and come over to DeLand for dinner or for lunch, or come over to shop, or to come over to see the manatees at Blue Spring. You know, it's just, there's a really nice combo for us to be so close to Orlando, because the citizens trying to get away and the tourists trying to find another experience other than being at the theme parks and that kind of thing.
So resort tax collections have been up in Volusia County, and that's how the advertising authorities have money for their budget from that tourism tax. So give us a little idea of how we've done here in West Volusia and some of the things that you spend that tax on.
Well, I've only been here for a month, so I'm just now getting to know our budget and everything, but we had a Hotel and Lodging Association meeting a couple of days ago, and I was very fortunate to be able to get up in front of the group and say that year to year, from November of last year to November of this past year, like 15 to 16, we were up 35% year over year, and then almost 40% for the fiscal year. So we are, not only have we had some new product, we have new hotels that have opened here in our area, and then we've got another hotel that's going to open actually in downtown DeLand at the end of this year. So, to quote a song, "The future's so bright, we got to wear shades." I mean, it's really amazing what's happened as far as how the tax and, well, really the more occupancy and more people coming into the area, and that translates into more tax. Now, we're still the small kid on the block, because there's the three tourism organizations, Daytona Beach, and then New Smyrna, and then us. So we're still not quite a $1 million budget yet. I mean, we've just gone over about the $500,000 budget. But we do a lot, and we have to be very creative. But we're also very fortunate that our two bigger organizations in the county promote us a lot.
Right, and
So,
speaking of that, you mentioned that there are the three organizations, and while you all have sort of your specialty areas that are unique to your side in the west or Southeast Volusia or Daytona Beach and the beach side, you all work together and you collaborate on a lot of marketing efforts.
We do. We just had an event that's an international marketplace for tour operators that I was unable to go to, but my colleagues in New Smyrna and in Daytona Beach went to, and also Visit Florida sent us a group of international tour operators from the UK that came here to cook pancakes out at Deleon Springs and to see the Stetson Mansion, which is one of our biggest attractions. So we all work together, and I think that's really the beauty of having a big county like this, and having two organizations that are so kind to you to send business your way.
And I know, you're West Volusia is a supporter of the Daytona Beach Half Marathon.
Yes.
And our goal down the road is for this event to be large enough to really infiltrate across the county and have people maybe stay in West Volusia while they're in town for the event.
Right.
And,
well, we've always benefited from the big events. We've always benefited from Speed Weeks, from Bike Week, and then have some of the areas over here have their own motorcycle events. But I really do think that's the beauty of being close to to a bigger area that has big events. We'll benefit from the Shriners conventions that are coming in for the next couple of years. So we already have been talking with the CVB about bringing in a lot of the spouses and families and that kind of thing to do what we have over here.
Well, I think one of the things that makes these events so successful is the fact that when we bring people into town for this, letting them know everything else that the county has to offer, which is so different. So, the half marathon, for example, it's a race, Speedway, beach and back, but when you're in town, you can go to West Volusia, and if it's a chilly week, you can catch, manatees, things like that are just not commonplace in a lot of places.
I do, and I think that's really what's so great about the relationship we have with the other two, because it's nice to have a beach on one side and then have Orlando on the other side.
It's also worth noting that our tourists actually pay about 40% of the sales tax here in the county, and so a lot of things that we as citizens enjoy is a result of the tourism industry here, and the tourists coming in and spending money on whatever, from hotels to their entertainment. So tourism is very important to our economy.
I've talked to a lot of people the last couple of days too that we really do consider and always have, especially in Florida. Tourism is a big part of economic development. It does bring in a whole lot more than what you would expect. And a lot of people are employed. We have over 40,000 people employed in tourism in Volusia County. That's a lot of people.
Yeah, it is.
I think it's 2,600 alone that are just in the lodging industry, and then about 40,000 people that are employed here.
Wow.
So that's a lot of people, and tourism touches a lot of people. We have folks coming in our office on New York Avenue here in DeLand every day that say that they were in New Smyrna and were looking for something else to do. They were in Daytona Beach looking for something else to do. They were in Sanford and looking for something else to do. So it's really a good thing to know that the word's getting out about our part of the county.
So what do you have planned for 2017 and beyond? I mean, it's a new year. You're brand new with this position. So what do you look forward to coming up here?
Well, just in January, my background, I'm from Alabama, where we have a lot of wonderful fishing, and I'm real excited to have a pretty substantial fishing tournament that's coming up here. It's Crappie Masters that's starting their Florida Championship series here in DeLand, in our area in West Volusia. At the end of January, so that's something that's big. Then, of course, right now, everybody and their brother's trying to get in to see the manatees, because that's a big thing, and we'll have the Manatee Festival at the end of January as well. So, and then it'll start with Speed Weeks, with one of my favorite things that I can't wait to see, Volusia Craft Beer Week. I'm ready for that.
I'm sure a lot of
definitely
people
ready
are
for
interested to hear about
Yes.
that.
And then, we'll get on into the springtime. But I think that that's something that people might not know is that this is one of our busiest times right now. Is that January, February on into the early spring is a huge time for West Volusia, and a lot of it is if you go to Blue Spring right now, there's no telling who you're going to see out there and what kind of languages you're hearing spoken. If you look in the parking lot where the tags are from, I think that that's something that we have that if you Googled manatees in Florida, where to see manatees, our area is going to come up, and that's something that's one of a kind that we're really proud of.
Sure is. So really quickly, you mentioned the thing about the fishing tournament.
Yes.
What kind of people does that bring in, and what sort of area, I guess, does that attract?
It's actually from all over the country, if you can believe that. I mean, it is a lot of Floridians, but we'll probably have about 50 boats that will be here for the Crappie Masters tournament. So that's a very important part of what we do, and that's something else that we get a lot of calls about, a lot of emails, a lot of people checking our website to find out where they catch these huge crappie, where they catch these huge bass. Because we're really well known, and that's something that people might not know as much of, is about our how well we are known for fishing here in West Volusia.
So if people want to find out more about what to do in West Volusia or things on the calendar, how do you tell them to get that information?
We have a beautiful new website that's just been live within the last couple of months. It's www.visitwestvolusia.com. And we have a Facebook page. We're all over social media, and we really encourage people to like us. But the beautiful, beautiful website that's got a great calendar, a very comprehensive tourism calendar, and good information. So we'd love for people to look at visitwestvolusia.com.
And obviously not just tourists, but residents alike.
Local folks. I mean, everybody's welcome.
Some of us get stuck in our little area that's familiar, but we know that the whole county just has so much to offer. From,
and if you've been putting off going to see those manatees, go out and do that, because that's really amazing.
All right. Well, Georgia Turner, Executive Director of the West Volusia Advertising Authority, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Amber, back to you.
Thanks, Joanne, and thank you for watching Volusia Magazine. If you have any questions about the show, you can feel free to give us a call at any of the numbers you see listed here, or you can log on to volusia.org and click on the News tab at the top of the screen to find us. And we hope you won't forget to listen to Volusia Today. That's Volusia County Government's weekly public radio program. Volusia Today airs every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Sunday mornings on the local radio stations you see on your screen. For Volusia Magazine, I'm Amber Osman. Have a wonderful evening.